Oof, alright, time for another review. God, I had the craziest dream that I died last night. Hey, what's this? Handbook for the recently deceased. Uh-oh. Greetings, my fancy viewers, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be looking at Beetlejuice Beetlejuice, directed by Tim Burton, and has a returning cast of Winona Ryder as Lydia Dietz, and Michael Keaton as the titular character of Beetlejuice. Now, when it comes to the first film, I do thoroughly enjoy it. I love the designs or the practical effects. I love all of its charm. I do love the two main characters of the Maitlands. They're just honestly one of the most wholesome characters in any movie I've ever seen. But actually, I love the musical so much more. I actually got to see the musical this year at its final performance, and it was just so amazing. It was just so good. It's one of my favorite musicals of all time, and it's why I'm a huge fan of this series. And that's what I'm excited to talk to you guys about today, the sequel, Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. It is just so refreshing to see Tim Burton back to making movies that I know that he wants to make. He's finally away from the grasp of Disney and making Disney reboots and remakes. It's just, yeah, sure, it's a legacy sequel, and legacy sequels have been a huge thing in Hollywood right now, but I can just tell that Tim Burton has really wanted to come back to this character because, one, this movie's really good, like surprisingly really good. And I can just tell that Tim Burton had just so much love and passion put into this project. But is this film better than the original? Almost! It is so close to being as good as the original, if not better, but there are a few things that are holding it back. But there are so many great things in this film I need to talk about first before I talk about the negatives. The first thing being, obviously, is that this film is just filled with so many beautiful sets and practical effects. It is just so refreshing to see Tim Burton back at it again with these amazing, stunning practical effects. I would not be surprised if the effects here were nominated for an Oscar because they are that damn good. Everything from the costumes to the set designs to the amazing stop motion animation they do for some sequences. They even give callbacks to the first film where they have this weird CGI stop motion for the sandworms, and it's just, I just had a big smile on my face watching it where I'm like, oh, they're trying to make it look like the original film. They're not trying to make it look modernized at all. They're just trying to make it seem like it's just a direct sequel to Beetlejuice that would have come out like, 30 years ago. Not a film that's here in 2024. And the music is just, mwah! I mean, from the very first song that comes up during the soundtrack, I was like, ooh, this soundtrack's pretty fire. I like this. Danny Elfman returns once again to do the music for this series, and it's just so good to see him back with this series, and the music just spot on. Loved it. And all the returning cast is great as well. Winona Ryder coming back to play Lydia Dietz, you can tell that she just wanted to come back to play this character, and she does a phenomenal job playing this older, psychic, paranormal person that's trying to live a double life because she owns a new network TV station where she talks about ghosts, but she also has a daughter played by Jenna Ortega, so she's trying to live these two lives of being a normal mom, but also this person that sees ghosts. And Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice, man, what a performance! I mean, he comes back playing this character like he never left. He just has this such charming aura for him playing this character where you can tell that day one on set, he was like, alright, I'm Beetlejuice again. Let's go. I know exactly what I need to do for this character. And just seeing him playing this character with just such passion and charisma that you can just tell he has so much love for this character, similar to Winona Ryder playing Lydia Dietz. You can just tell that so much love was put into this film from all the performances. And Jenna Ortega, she does a great job too. I was a bit concerned of her being in this film because I'm not a huge fan of typecasting, and Jenna Ortega being in Tim Burton's other stuff like Wednesday, I was worried that she would be playing the same character, but no, she actually plays just the straight man of the movie. She's the one that doesn't believe in ghosts, she's the one that thinks her mom is crazy, so seeing her play the straight man in this movie was very, very good and refreshing for me, because again, I was worried about her being typecasted as just the weird Wednesday character, but no, she does great too. But the standout for me was Willem Dafoe, who's playing this weird investigator that was an actor in the real world who played a cop in these action movies, but now he's a cop in this death universe. So seeing him playing like this weird character of like trying to investigate all these murders that are caused by Beetlejuice's ex-wife, and just seeing him just go over the top with this performance. I'm talking like Green Goblin over the top. He was just the biggest standout for me. I loved him in this movie. And Tim Burton just goes all out crazy in this film. There are some crazy things where I'm like wondering, damn, how did this not get like an R rating? There are a few like practical effects here where I'm like, god dang. But that does come in where my complaints of the film start to like linger a little bit. And that's where I feel like there was quite a bit of studio interference with this film. Like I said, Tim Burton goes all out crazy, but I think he wanted to go a little bit crazier. I can't help but feel like there were some scenes that were just going over the top insane, but Tim Burton wanted to go even further with how crazy it would be. But the studios are trying to like hold him back and be like, no, we want to still be PG-13. We still want to be, a weird, wacky, fun family movie that you can play during Halloween season. And I feel like the studios were just holding Tim Burton back. But for what Tim Burton still did, he still made a fun, wacky film. And speaking of studio interferences as well, I can't help but think that the studios wanted him to make a more bombastic, crazy story. Because if you can't tell from this review, there are a lot of things that happen in this movie. There are so many subplots that are going on that I can't help but feel like the studio wanted Tim Burton to make a more just over-the-top story filled with crazy set designs and all these like crazy characters and all these subplots and all these different things happening. I can't help but feel like Tim Burton wanted to make a more laid-back story similar to the first film. But I could be wrong, but the story is just all over the place. And that's where my biggest complaint is. It's the story. In my opinion, there's just way too much going on. Like the subplot going on with Beetlejuice's ex-wife coming to kill him. It's only in the film for like 20 minutes. Her character, this ex-wife of Beetlejuice, has like nothing to do. All she does is go around and kill a few people, and then she goes and confronts Beetlejuice at the end, and then she's out of the movie. She doesn't do anything at all. And that kind of makes Willem Dafoe's character kind of pointless in the story as well, because he's investigating all these crimes caused by Beetlejuice's ex-wife. And all these crazy characters you have in the film kind of lead up to just nothing. Like the first film story is very just laid back, not super complex, just a few crazy things here and there, but you can tell at the heart of the story was just, the Maitlands trying to, get their house back. But here, you have all these crazy things going on where I was just getting a bit overstimulated, I guess, where I'm like, man, I wish the movie was just a little bit more laid back. But even though the story is super out there and just over the top and a bit too much for me because of how many things that are happening, it still gave me some great characters, it still gave me some great set designs, it gave me some great heart-to-heart moments with Lydia and her daughter's character. Like, everything in this film just has so much love and passion put into it, but I just wish it was just a bit more on the simpler side. I wish it was a bit more like the first film, where it isn't this over-bombastic, super crazy movie. Because the first film is super out there, but again, it's just not just over the top with all these different things going on. So if it seems more like a studio movie than a Tim Burton movie at times, but I digress. It's still a fun, chaotic romp that I just thoroughly enjoyed. So many fun things in this film that just had a big smile on my face. I still like the musical more out of everything in the Beetlejuice universe, just saying, but man, I'm just happy that we have a fun Tim Burton movie back in theaters again. Just hell yeah, man. This would definitely be a film that I'll have a double feature on, watching the first film and this film back to back during the Halloween season. And hey, that's a-okay with me. Just a fun Halloween movie that I can have on, that the whole family can enjoy. A good double feature of Beetlejuice and Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. Which is why I bestow upon Beetlejuice Beetlejuice the gold top hat. To all my fancy viewers out there, thank you so much for watching. But if it's your first time here and you like what you've seen, be sure to subscribe for more content. And have you seen Beetlejuice Beetlejuice? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. I hope you have a fantastic night, and as always, stay fancy. Now if you excuse me, I got a bit of reading to do. Chapter 1. So you're dead. Great.